Skies come gray and the air feels thick. Weather's on the edge and got us feeling sick. Thunder's rolling like a freight train roar. Eyes to the sky, we want some more. Hurricanes coming, winds getting wild. Heavy rains pouring, streams turning foul. Storm chasers, we all face it head on. Grip the wheel tight, drive till the dawn. Breaking the clouds gives us time to breathe. Storms just a tease. Nature's dirty sleight of hand. Next round's coming, no chance to leave. Weather's calling, we're out there on demand. Tornadoes twisting, sprouting from the ground. Nature's fury in a terrible sound. Wheels on the road, tracking every spin. Risking our lives, the rush deep within. Hurricanes coming, winds getting wild. Heavy rains pouring, streams turning foul. Storm chasers, we all face it head on. Grip the wheel tight, drive till the dawn. Breaking the clouds gives us time to breathe. Storms just a tease. Nature's dirty sleight of hand. Next round's coming, no chance to leave. Weather's calling, we're out there on demand. Breaking the clouds gives us time to breathe. Storms just a tease. Nature's dirty sleight of hand. Next round's coming, no chance to leave. Weather's calling, we're out there on demand.
Good evening, everyone. So storms are just getting fine and really starting to develop. Definitely some severe storms. Got a few tornado watches fixing to get another, what it looks like. So nothing, no tornadoes going on right now. But we are monitoring pretty much this whole region here for possible tornado development. If you catched my live last night, we were more concerned with this area. It's kind of shifted more to the south, where we will be thinking the tornadoes will be more favorable. Um, so really what we are waiting on is as the sun begins to set, we are once again thinking about the low-level jet in the atmosphere that's going to come in and really give these storms the kick to become severe. Um, so yeah, gonna be monitoring everything. Planning to go for a while. See how these storms go. Hopefully, no, they don't tap into the atmosphere. That low-level jet doesn't give them the kick to get going. But if that happens, then it's an early night. But right now, it does not look that way. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of these watches and warnings that are ongoing right now on radar scope. So again, these storms are just developing, and these are the ones that we are going to have to watch most closely for severe storms. Hold on, let me do some channel maintenance here. Um, um, okay, so let's go ahead and just start north and work our way to the south with these active warnings. So in Kansas, Arkansas City, Greta Springs, Tisdale, Bud, and Winfield, you're all under a severe thunderstorm warning for inch-sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds. Moving down to in Oklahoma, um, Lamont, Deal Creek, Brahman, Blackwell, Tonkawa, Billings, on towards Mullen, Ponca City, Kildare and Newkirk, you are also under a severe thunderstorm warning, again for an inch and 60-mile-per-hour winds. And then one more severe thunderstorm warning for Geary, Greenfield, on towards Okasi, Kingfish, or Loyal. Eventually onto Dover. Again, 60-mile-per-hour winds and 1 inch size hail. Um, that area, anywhere from Minko, Oklahoma City, Bingo, Cordell, Elk City, Lady, on up through Kansas, all the way up to Lyons and McPherson, Hillsboro, El Dorado, including Wichita, Winfield, Arkansas City, Newkirk, Ponca City, Perry, Guthrie, Edmond. Anywhere in there, you're on under a tornado watch for about the next 3 hours. Really, it's gonna be the western side, eastern sides of that threat. So, well, we are still concerned about a little bit of tornado potential to occur. Let's go ahead and cover this active tornado watch in Kansas as well. This one includes Kansas City, Olaf, Topeka, St. Joseph, Maryville, and Missouri, Albany, Bethany, Trenton, Chillicothe, Lexington, Oak Grove, Butler, Nevada, and then back into Kansas, near Joplin, Columbus, Coffeyville, Caney, Arkansas City again. This tornado watch goes for another 4 hours, so that's gonna be about 9 o'clock, 9:30 maybe. Um, and inch and a half size hail is possible in this watch, and 70-mile-per-hour winds. And one more tornado watch area that we are expecting to be issued probably here pretty shortly. Primary initial threat of severe wind gusts will likely shift downstream of this watch. Overall tornado threat should increase through the evening, especially across southeast Kansas and northeast Oklahoma. So likely tornado watch coming soon. This will include Norman, Oklahoma City, Edmond, Guthrie, Stillwater, Ponca City, Bartlesville, Veneta, Pryor Creek, Bixby, Tulsa. All will be under a tornado watch, probably within the next hour or so. Again, kind of watching these storms are the ones that's gonna push off and be the ones of concern for Oklahoma City, Stroud, Tulsa, that area. Let's go ahead and hop into the individual radar sites and just take a look at these storms a bit closer, and then we will hop in and kind of do a forecast overview. Um, get through the alphabet here. Okay. And now to look nutty. Let's see. Let me adjust this screen here so y'all can see stuff easier. Okay. So, on getting everything situated. Been a while since we've done severe weather coverage. So, give me a minute. I think that should be good enough. If anybody has any opinions on how it looks, let me know. Clear off some of this noise here. So this storm near Watonga, Kingfisher, north of Hinton. Nothing too crazy with this. It does have some slight rotation in it. But nothing too crazy at this moment. But it's looking like it may try to get its act together. Let's go ahead and loop it. Yeah, that isn't anything to be concerned about. Like a hook wise. Move on north. Let's see what's gonna be the best radar for this. Advanced Air Force. Um, just a bunch of wind and hail with this storm. Not really seeing any major concern for rotation at the moment with this storm in Tonkawa, Blackwell, heading towards Ponca City, McCoy, Kildare. Oklahoma. Um, so if I take a look, we're getting about 67 mile per hour winds at about 30,000 feet above the surface. So that will mix down to about 60, maybe 60, probably more like 55. I don't speak Spanish, so English only, please. On into Kansas, Arkansas, Greta Springs. This storm, again, not really looking too impressive on radar. Maybe something right there is trying to develop. We'll keep a close eye on that. For possible spin up, looks like we're going to get another update of the radar here in about a minute. Of the velocity project at least. And we'll see what the velocity looks like. But what I'm looking at here is just this area in Arkansas City for possible spin ups. It's kind of taking an inflow notch, so monitoring that very closely. See if there's anybody on this. Doubt we're gonna have much chasing on this. Looks like about a minute ago somebody reported 60 mile per hour winds with this storm. I'm not seeing anything on social media that's out of the ordinary. Um, Velocity did weaken on that next scan, so we'll move on for that for now, but going to watch that very closely as that could produce a spin up very quickly. Um, Anything else going on? Again, got storms trying to develop down here. We will see how that happens. Um, Sorry. Just getting a couple things set up still. Um, yeah, so let me go ahead and move over to graphics packages and we will kind of go through some of the forecasts for today. Um, let's take a look at the HRRR model. Just zoom in on the area. And this was, what, a couple of hours ago? Oh, an hour ago. So just moving through here, you see storms start to develop, and it's these storms right here that we are most concerned with. May get some storms out here. Kind of a less favorable environment out here, though. Still definitely can get a tornado out here, though. And then, of course, anywhere along this line can see a spin up capable of producing a strong tornado. And then move on, we'll continue getting the line. It becomes more massive, but still, again, looking for any linear spin ups along here. And then that pushes off. Now this next graphic I'm going to look at is going to be a little bit messy. This is what we call a meso-analysis, and it just takes in a lot of different parameters and spits them out and do it easier to reformat to view multiple things at once. Okay, so this is what we call the significant tornado parameter. The higher the values on this, the more likely the environment is favorable for tornadoes. So this is right now 2 hours, you can see eastern Oklahoma really becomes more favorable. Again, parts of southeastern Kansas, and then really 4 hours again. Once that low level jet really gets going, is when we are going to see the highest chance for increased tornadic activity, and then 6 hours again anywhere along that QRCS that develops all that line of storms. Wind chill, let's take a look at the storm relative helicity. 300 values, generally you want to see anywhere north of 200. In the plains area, it's typically 250 that's really more favorable, but 200 definitely gets the job done. So you can see 300 values in here. Not the easiest to use web page, so I just can't click on this and move off and highlight the others. Even get some 400 according to this model that spins up, and that would be plenty enough. And that's kind of around the Tulsa area that we are seeing the higher values, just ahead of this line of storms. Um, what else do I know? Seal, just checking the seal and seeing how these storms will behave. Generally, you want to see 30, 40s, maybe 50s with these, and looks like those values are plenty enough for these storms to continue functioning in a decent atmosphere in terms of the wind dynamics of this system. Next, we're going to look at the energy these storms have to work with. Specifically, this is the kbar convective available potential energy. Again, these values aren't as high as we see in the spring. That's going to keep the health rate a little bit lower, but again, as we move into fall, the temperature in the atmosphere is a little bit cooler than we see in the spring. So colder temperatures obviously makes it easier to freeze water. So that's kind of what's going on. I'm seeing a little bit of 2,000 values, definitely enough to increase that health threat ever so slightly and get larger storms. And then one final thing we'll look at is called the lifted condensation level, which is just fancy words for the base of the clouds. Um, Unfortunately, with this, we can't look forward in time, but here's kind of where we are at right now. We are seeing about 1,000 to 1,250 meters above ground. But as these storms continue to push eastward, we do expect that to come down and make it closer to the ground. And when the cloud base is closer to the ground, it's easier to get tornadoes to form. Um, Again, let's see. Let's make this a little bit easier to read. Again, here's the risk. I mentioned it shifted southwestward today. So north central Oklahoma, you're kind of in the biggest risk for the 10% EF2 to EF5 ranges. The northern area of this risk is looking less and less potential, but you can still get a large tornado to form in those conditions. I just don't think we'll see quite the conditions that we will see numerous, maybe one or two big tornadoes, but definitely in that line we can still get spin ups, and of course those can sometimes still be dangerous. A few years ago there was a QRCS tornado that was EF3 that hit El Reno, so definitely does need to be paid attention to. In fact, I believe that was in October as well. Not 100% sure on that, but if my memory serves, that's what it was. Let's go ahead and move back to the radar. Looks like we do have a tornado warning now for St. Joseph, north of Kansas City by about 20 miles, 30 miles. Atchison, be taking your tornado precautions. And what I was just referring to is kind of what happened. There's a QLCS tornado that probably spun up. Doesn't look like this is observed. Radar indicated, okay. Um, so The nat So northeastern Atherton County in northeastern Kansas, southwestern Buchanan County in northwestern Missouri, northwestern Platte County in west central Missouri. All under a tornado warning for about the next 20 minutes until 6:15. At 5:49, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near Exton, moving east at 35 miles per hour. Locations impacted include Atchison, Rushville, Lewis and Clark Village, and Lewis and Clark VI Village? Not sure. Lewis and Clark the 5th? I don't know. But be taking your tornado precautions. Looking in here for possible spin ups. And I can't draw. Give me a minute. Oh, that's probably right. No. Hold on. Looks like radar scope crashed on me, so give me a couple of. Oh, there we go. It's back. So yeah, looking in here for possible spin ups. Switch to the next rads. Right here is where the tornado would be. Not seeing any correlation coefficient drop. So that's good. I'm nothing to confirm this being on the ground right now. But it doesn't take long for these to just spin up and have something to drop. Again, Atchison, be taking your tornado precautions. It's been right over you, right to the north probably. Rushville, be taking your tornado precautions, and Lewis and Clark Village, be taking your tornado precautions. I don't think that's anything, but let's go ahead and loop it. Eh, looking right here for possibly something. Looks like it did just get a severe thunderstorm warning on it. So inside hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts with this storm as well. The severe thunderstorm warning includes I-10, Camden Point, Dearborn, DeKalb, Dauphin, on up towards St. Joseph, Missouri. Again, tornado warning is in effect for Axton. I believe that's Kansas still. Yeah, Axton, Kansas, fixing to cross over into Missouri. Donovan be prepared to take tornado precautions. Rushville, Lewis and Clark be taking tornado precautions. Just looking for anywhere along here that we might get a spin up of a tornado. Not seeing any reports of confirmations quite yet, but we'll be looking. Just taking a minute to look. Probably not anybody on these storms, since it's going to be a late night event and it's KLCS, not going to be much in the way of chasing tonight on this event. So we will be doing a lot of radar meteorology tonight. Yeah, nothing on social media. Nothing too impressive on radar. Let's hop away from that for a quick minute and then we'll come back to it. Don't want to leave it, but do want to just look at these storms as, again, the sun's starting to set, the atmosphere is just kicking into gear and really becoming the highest potential for severe weather. If I can zoom in, that would be great. Again, working on something to replace this app, but not quite there yet, so bear with me. Give me 1 second. Um, just refreshing my radar app here. Okay. There we go. I think it's happy now. Similar story to the ongoing tornado warning. Um, looking in, oops, looking in here for a possible spin up. Not tornado warned. Doesn't have a tornado possible tag on it, but it doesn't take much again as it moves into a better environment. Over here. um, sorry for coughing into the mic. But yeah, could be looking at saying now moving south into Oklahoma. Do have those storms starting to go severe in southwestern Oklahoma. Um, kind of in a radar gap, but we'll take a look at. Ignore the velocity data on this. In fact, let's just go ahead and take that off. Oh, it's frozen. Give me a second. Let's see. Okay, so we're back. Sorry about that. Looking at this storm, it is severe now. Carnegie, Mountain View, Fort Cobb, Gracemont. Um, this is again for an inch in hell and 60-mile-per-hour radar indicated winds. Okatee, again, this storm's kind of going linear now. Bring back the full panel on this. Nothing too crazy in terms of looking like could induce a spin up. Looking now, velocity doesn't look conducive to that though. Could be at a weird radar angle too. Let's just go ahead and toggle this as well. Yeah, yeah, it looks like just wind right now. Nothing too crazy though. Go back to Kansas. Let's choose the Wichita radar. Monitor this area for that possible spin up area. Right there, nothing too crazy going on at the moment. Back up to this tornado warning in Kansas and Missouri. um, let's see. Not really seeing any strong areas with this. Looks like they did just issue a severe thunderstorm warning for the area to the north of this. No tornado possible tag on it, but there is an inch-sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds again. So again, anywhere along this line, we could see QRCS spin ups all night long, basically, until these storms start to fizzle out. So could be a long night of coverage and of severe weather. Just have to see if these storms, once the sun sets and temperatures start to really cool off, that we will see if the low level jack kicks in and gets going and provides these storms with the extra juice they need to become tornadic. Yeah, that tornado warning has been dropped now. So, no tornado warnings at this moment. Again, kind of the focus area has shifted to this area for tonight. That's going to be the area that's most favorable for tornadic development throughout today. Go ahead and plop in that tornado outlook here. So yeah, again, anywhere in this yellow circle here, that's a 10% chance of seeing a tornado within 25 miles of any single point in it. And the hatch means there's a 10% likelihood of seeing an EF2 to EF5 tornado in that area. Not expecting EF5s, but EF2, EF3s, it's definitely possible. Again, don't really like predicting strength so much because it's based on damage. So obviously we hope none of these hit anything if and when they form. So just going to be but kind of what we're looking at strength wise if wind was strength. Again, still in the atmosphere, nothing too crazy. Taking a look at hail probability cores, you can see a lot of hail has fallen with these. Um, Move up to the northern part of this line. Pinks are really the big hail, more probability of hail falling. This isn't related to hail size. So anywhere in here would be seeing large hail. Um, Hail size. So zooming in on these storms. Take off my pencil mark. I thought we would be able to click them, but yeah, doesn't look like it. I don't have a handy gradient to see the exact size. So yeah. Take off these. Let's go ahead and throw on lightning. Again, not a lot of lightning with these storms. So that's a good storm tracks. Again, movement is about 35 miles per hour to the north and east, sometimes east northeast. Um, there's a tornado signature with this storm. See if there's anything that um actually deserves looking at closer. Would be looking at this area north of Kingfisher as a possible indent, and then this area as well. Typically, when you're looking at QRCS tornadoes, you kind of want to look at indents, and that just means it's getting thrust out into that area. Not seeing any opposing winds, not seeing any CC drops, so we'll continue to watch it, but nothing crazy going on at the moment. Go ahead and switch products here just to see the composite. Just kind of look at what's all going on around. So this up to the left is reflectivity at lowest altitude. Bottom left is the shield. Bottom right is the maximum estimated size of hail, and top right is precip rate. So if I mouse over, you can see half-inch size hail is kind of what's being detected. Move on south here. Seeing some reports, and these are going to be higher than what's actually falling. There isn't no way we're getting 4-inch size hail out of today. So again, inside. Oh wait, I was looking at rain. Yeah, about 3/4 of an inch size hail. Um, Again, the radar is picking up on an increase in seal values here. You can see the blues and all that color, and that's what it's picking up on and saying, hey, we think there might be seal here. So let's go ahead and switch back to individual radar. Um, Radars, my favorites, yeah. There we go. Whoa. Looks like we got a new severe thunderstorm warning for Cali County and Kansas. Inch size hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds. So again, not seeing a whole lot here. If something is to happen, it's gonna be happening south of Kingfisher. Um, that's on US 81, south of Kingfisher by about 3 miles. Um, again, not anything pressing with this signature, but just something that we are going to have to keep an eye on. Again, storms are starting to file. You can kind of see two areas, this back line and then these out in front are going to try to remain discreet and supercellular. The more they just stay discreet, the more likely is that they will be favorable for producing tornadoes. That radar scan is kind of a mess. Um, Watching this area very closely, seeing if something is going to spin up east of Ashton, Missouri, east of Ashton, Kansas, in Missouri, um, in Russellville, Missouri, DeKalb, Missouri. Um, Looking like it's trying to do something. Um, Very close to being a contaminated spin though. You can see here, this is kind of what we refer to as a hell spike, and basically hell behaves oddly when it hits each level and causes some weird readings in velocity data, reflectivity, all of that. Check on social media here, seeing if I can see anything. Um, yeah, so that tornado watch did go ahead and get issued. Let's go ahead and back to the watch. Um, yeah, so Oklahoma City, Tulsa, Stillwater, Ballsville, Claremore, Bixby, Muskogee, McAllister, just north of Ada, Lindsay, Stratford, Blanchard, Noble, Moore, you all in it. All that box, and this does go until midnight tonight. So the threats are, of course, tornadoes, scattered hail up to the size of ping pongs, and wind gusts maybe up to 80 miles per hour. Just some fun stats about this tornado watch. That this watch includes 1.3 million people, 536 scores, and 52 hospitals, all included in this tornado watch. So lots of people could be impacted. Not expecting a widespread event, but definitely isolated areas. Just checking to see if anything interesting is going on anywhere. And also do want to call out that not every tornado today could get a warning on it. That's just because these things spin up very quickly and spin down very quickly whenever they're in a line 90% of the time. So um could catch a few spin ups. Obviously it's very hard to catch these, especially covering multiple areas, even when you're just looking at storms um, in one small area, it's hard to find. So, again, just something to be aware of. Also, be paying attention to the severe thunderstorm warnings, though. Oftentimes, whenever we start to see the LLM or LLJ speed up, that's a low level jet. Agencies will start putting tornado possible tags on severe thunderstorm warnings. This is signal, hey, um, there's a chance for severe weather going on here. Um, Let me play around with some settings here. Yeah, I'm kind of in a wait and see mode at this moment, so not a ton going on. Just trying to fill some time here. But I have about 15-20 minutes until these storms really start getting going and starting to become more tornadic in nature. So still have some time. But going to hop on and make sure we aren't gonna miss much of anything. So yeah. I ate, so hopefully won't have to take a food break. Got what, two can two 24-ounce bottles of water in front of me, so I'm good. We'll just see how long we need to go tonight. Again, tornado watch for most of Oklahoma, northeastern Oklahoma especially until midnight tonight. So again, quite a long night for those areas. Um, Again, let's go ahead and throw on the watches here. Um, so yeah, so this tornado watch goes for another couple of hours. Storms are starting to approach the eastern side of that, so probably areas are going to start getting chopped off of it. But Wichita, Oklahoma City, Enid, El Reno, will include in that. Ponca City. Next watch is up for the Kansas City, Olathe, Topeka areas, and this does go for another 3-4 hours. St. Joseph, up to the Iowa border. I'm still watching for tornado spin ups in this area. Have one storm here that did have a tornado warning on it earlier. Don't have any confirmation that there was a tornado on that storm. Velocity presentation wasn't the greatest signature on that, so but we'll continue watching this area. And then the newest tornado watch was just issued for Norman, Oklahoma City, Stillwater, Ballsville, Claremore, Muskogee, Tulsa, McAllister, Bixby, just north of Ada, Paws Valley. That goes until midnight Central Time. And then did get a severe thunderstorm watch that's going to expire here pretty quickly for parts of Iowa. Kind of starting to get in a little bit of a radar gap up here. So let's switch to terminal radar here. See if we can't pick up anything along the lines here. Not gonna have CC with this, so can't really confirm anything. But right here is one area that we will be monitoring very closely. So St. Joseph, could be getting a tornado warning here pretty soon. Nothing too crazy with it. On velocity right now, but looks like it could be an area that would get tornadic fairly quickly. Watching this area near the Cobb, couple of inflow notches here. Nothing too crazy there either. Topeka, you just got a severe thunderstorm warning issued for you. Again, still monitoring anywhere along these for severe thunderstorm warnings, but really the threats are an inch-sized hail and 60 mile per hour winds up and down this line so far. Right here is where we would be interested in a tornado developing, but doesn't look like we have corresponding signatures on velocity. Actually, zoom in here. Nope, doesn't really line up too well. But this could become tornadic here. Not looking like it right now, but this would push on towards Lecompton, Perry, Kanawaka, Kansas, Tecumseh. So be thinking about your tornado precautions. Obviously, anywhere in these tornado watches do have a plan in case they do become tornadic. You probably won't have a lot of full warning, especially in this northern half with these storms. Um, just because of how they'll set up, QRCS tornadoes happen very quickly and often go away very quickly. So they're hard to warn, hard to spot. Switch back to a naval radar here. Check out these storms to the north. Was interested in this St. Joseph storm. Nothing really can tell from that radar view. Go back to the terminal. Um, yeah, nothing really now worth mentioning right now. Let's go back further south along this line. Um, let's see. Granola, Moline, Howard, Elk Falls, you do have that severe thunderstorm watch, and an area that I'm concerned with about rotation right here. Wouldn't be surprised if this gets a tornado possible attack on it. Um, let's go ahead and move this a little bit, see if we can see the history of it. Yeah, so right, that was kind of what we're concerned about for possible tornado activity. This would be Granola, Moline. Probably gonna have this storm try to produce a tornado. Looking, this is gonna have to tighten up a little bit more to actually have a great signature on this. But I wouldn't be surprised if it does. It's maintained this circulation for a little bit. See if those speeds ramp up on the next scan, which should be coming any moment now. So we'll move back to that in a second. Just want to hit these storms down in Oklahoma. Um, because this is one of the areas that we are most concerned about for today. Nothing going on in this storm. Um, these storms are just getting going down here, so nothing too crazy at this moment. Go back up to this Kansas storm. So again, reflectivity has updated. Right here was where that velocity signature was. Looking at possible velocity signature here now, but gonna have to wait till this next update to really see anything come of that. um, just check social media, see if anybody happens to be on this storm, get any visuals of it. It would help if I can type Kansas's abbreviation. Yeah, nothing so far on that. Let's wait till the velocity product updates. Just want to toggle on another layer here if things are going to cooperate for me. Okay, just got the velocity scan in, looks like. Still have that signature here. In fact, it does look a little bit more tornadic here. Granola, I would be taking your tornado precautions. Moline, be taking your tornado precautions. With QLCSs, it's hard because these things can look good, great 1 minute tornadic wise, and then the next way go completely sour on us. So be continuing to watch this very closely, and really with these storms, it's hard to get eyes on them because A, they can occur anywhere along the line, and B, you have to continually be in front of the storm and continually being moving away from the storm. And also, it's dark now, so lots of factors that would work against storm chasers who are out today. Did get a new Mazel scale discussion, concerning Tornado Watch. Um, basically just saying, they updated Tornado Watch, so nothing too crazy though. Let's clean up some of these boxes, make it a little bit easier on y'all to see. Oh. So again, watching this inflow notch here for possible spin up. US 160 between Cambridge and Moline, Kansas. That's going to be where this storm will pass. The circulation will pass at least up towards Granola. Um, I would be taking your tornado precautions because this thing's looked pretty decent for a while, like it's had circulation for a while. So it's likely that we will see something try to pop up and out of this. As I say that, the next velocity scan, of course, looks worse in terms of tornado potential. So obviously, battle. I tend to talk from a storm's potential, about what a storm looks like, what it needs. So if I say, sun looks worse for a tornado, that's a good thing. Um, looking right now, still does have a little bit of the velocity on it, but definitely doesn't look as good as it did a couple minutes ago. And what you're seeing on CC, these greens and yellows down here in the bottom right, that's gonna be a hell spike drop. So just once hell gets to the sun sides, it starts to become non-spherical, and the radar starts to pick up on that. Moving back to the north here. Anything I can make out along this line? Nope, not really. Severe thunderstorm warning did get extended and it includes Cosby, King City, Maysville, Cameron. Where are we at this point? Is this still? Yeah, it's Missouri. Eastern Agency, Gold, Missouri, all in this severe thunderstorm warning. Moving on down the line here. Topeka was briefly concerned about this, but looks like that circulation has kind of died out. Um, Nothing too crazy going on in South Oklahoma right now. Continuing to monitor it though. Um, Still, this is the most interesting storm heading towards Howard. Has the most potential to become tornadic at this point. I wouldn't say it's tornadic at this moment. Did look impressive a couple scans ago, like it could definitely be dropping something, but didn't get any confirmation of that no tornado warning. So doubt it did put down anything. So yeah. Um, really, all we're seeing with this storm right now is pretty decent sized hail. Um, up to quarters. If we pull on seal, you can see a couple areas where the seal started to ramp up here and here. But again, it just wasn't anything that the storm was able to sustain at that speed. Still, it does have rotation in it though, so it definitely could drop something down. Um, it does still have its act together, it appears, in the upper atmosphere. So, not done with this storm yet, um, in terms of it potentially producing a tornado. Really is the one area so far that has the most potential that we are monitoring so far. And again, if you notice it, it's right in the middle of that 10% tornado risk area. Um, Go ahead and remove that. Um, so again, monitoring this tornadic history of looking tornadic maybe is a better way to look at storm here. Um, your area circulation would be right hand down, heading off towards Granola, crossing this US 160 probably to the west of Granola, and eventually pushing off towards Howard and Moline, probably north of Moline, is the area circulation. Would be seeing coil sized hail and up to 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts with this. Next update for velocity should be coming any minute. So we'll get another look at it and see how these winds look. And if these winds again look less impressive, we will move off to another storm and go back through the line and see if we are seeing anything else develop. Looks like it just updated. Of course, right when I went to get a drink, because perfect timing. Doesn't look that impressive for anything right now. So let's move off back to the north and we'll work our way south again. Again, the most potential is going to be in the south again in like 20 or 30 minutes still. That's going to be the area that we have the highest chance for storms to occur. Or tornadic storms to occur, excuse me. Not looking too organized to the north, by wind and hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds, up to an inch-sized hail. Nothing too crazy. Moving south, let's go ahead and switch to, Topeka's radar. Nothing crazy within this line. Just wanted to check out this little area. It just seemed interesting, but doesn't look like there's the velocity support for this storm. But 60-mile-per-hour winds and inch-sized hail as well. Check out this severe thunderstorm warning storm. Um, okay. This is starting to look tornadic again. Granola be thinking about I'll be taking your tornado precautions. Granola, Kansas. US 160 between Cambridge and Moline. You're definitely getting hail between Cambridge and Granola, but could be getting a spin up tornado happening approaching Granola any moment now if one is not happening. Just fencing the line real quick, and we'll come back right back to this and monitor it. These storms and severe storms in Ponca, Marland, Red Rock, known to tornadic with that. Looks like wind and hail, primarily wind. Move these storms west of OKC. Wind, hail, don't really have the structure for anything tornadic right now. These storms in southwestern Oklahoma, one severe. They're just starting to get their act together, and we will definitely be paying attention to that throughout the rest of today. Um, yeah, if I was in Granola, this would be too close for comfort. I'd be definitely away from windows and walls, into a room below ground if possible. Um, Not saying there's a tornado here, and there's a very good chance there is not a tornado with this, but it could produce a tornado at any moment. All it would have to do is tighten up very quickly. I've seen these produce a tornado in between scans, so be taking your tornado precautions, granola. And as far as the distance, it's about 3 miles west southwest of granola. Base velocity scan does look a little bit weaker, but definitely a chance that something's there. This is the main area of concern right now. Um, so just gonna stick with it, and we'll watch this storm develop. I'll check social media real quick, see if there's anything going on now. At 6:45 p.m., 2 miles east of Cambridge, a storm chaser reported hail of half-dollar size and estimated 50-mile-per-hour winds. That's pretty much all there is on that one. Again, monitoring this for tornado to crop up. Last couple of velocity scans have looked weaker, which is definitely a good sign. Um, we do have a severe thunderstorm warning with a considerable tag on this for considerable damage for Garfield, Kingfisher, Logan, and Noble counties. This is for 70-mile-per-hour winds and 1.5-inch size tail. So getting up to quarters and a little bit above quarter size tail. Um, just checking any of these appendices on here and seeing if there are anything of concern. No. This area we are gonna have to watch out for north of Orlando, Oklahoma. Probably be watching out for this area. Nothing too crazy at this moment, but again, we could see this start to become an area that we have to be concerned about in terms of producing a tornado. Back up to Granola, Kansas. I may not be pronouncing that right. I've said it like 50 times already, so I'm just going to keep rolling with it. Um, Rotation has kind of broadened out. The deep V in this storm that we were seeing earlier has kind of weakened, which is a great sign. Um, just wait for velocity to confirm it. These CC blues and greens and yellows you're seeing are just associated with the hail core and have nothing to do with a tornado. Again, the area we are most concerned about for tornado rise is right in here. That's the area that I think has the greatest potential for seeing a tornado, maybe a violent tornado. That's EF2 or greater. Um, so begin a new velocity scan here momentarily. Um, again, this does have a report of half-dollar sized hail on it. Then we'll go back to that storm in Kingfisher and just make sure it's not trying to do anything else. Again, once we get this velocity product update. Again, this tornado watch in Oklahoma will go until midnight, so planning to be on quite a while today. So latest velocity update. Yeah, kind of broadening out. We'll come back to this, see if it tightens up again. but nothing too much to be concerned about in terms of tornado potential right now with that. Back to the storm and Kingfisher. I believe we were looking here for anything fishy going on, and nothing really is standing out at the moment as being fishy, which is a good sign that I will take. So yeah, I'm just continuing to monitor their signs, seeing if anything crazy happens. Um, we'll keep an eye on this storm moving off towards Howard the most. Half dollar size hail has been reported with that. Did look good in terms of rotation for a few minutes earlier. That has since dissipated. So just making sure that's going to continue to dissipate as we move throughout today. Um, storms up in Missouri right now aren't doing a whole lot in terms of tornadic potential. Again, core size hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds are the threats with those. Down in Oklahoma, those are the threats there. That one severe thunderstorm warning in southeastern Oklahoma has been allowed to expire, looks like. So just a couple major storms we are keeping an eye on. This storm right here and this storm up in Kansas. Looks like we did get another velocity product update, and velocity is trying to come back and look like it's going to try to ramp up again and maybe produce a tornado. So monitoring this would be affecting Moline, Howard, Elk Falls, and Kansas. Are the areas that will be affected. I should be getting a new scan here in the next 2, 3, 4 minutes, and go from there. Um, let's see, just running down the severe thunderstorm, but did get a tornado possible tag for Chautauqua, Cali, and Elk. So yeah, this is the storm we are watching. Um, there is now a tornado possible tag on it for this area that I have circled. This would be going north of Moline towards between Moline and Howard on State Highway 99 is where we will be seeing the tornado occur if one is occurring. Current rotation is just a mile to the east of Granola, Kansas. Again, this does have a tornado possible tag on it. Nothing to confirm it at the moment. Everything you see right here, that's hell. So this CC drop you see, these blacks and blues down here, that's not a tornado signature in this case. It's just, we see large hail, we get these weird signatures on CC, because CC is basically just a measure of how round an object is, and just checking for non-round objects, basically. So begin a new update here any moment. We'll stick with this storm. It's the only tornado possible tag storm out right now. Nice velocity scan. Not looking too great in terms of tornado potential. Looks like it's ramped down, but this storm has repeatedly ramped up, ramped down, ramped up, ramped down in each scan. So it's entirely possible between scans that we will miss something that indicates, hey, this velocity looks really, really strong. So again, this is a tornado possible storm. It's capable of producing a tornado at any minute. It could be a brief tornado. Likely will be a brief tornado. But Moline, Howard, you're probably in the path of this storm. Looks like it's kind of taking a more straight eastward jaunt. So Moline, be taking your tornado precautions between Granola and Moline on US 160, 2 miles, say about 3-4 miles north of US 160 now. Elk Falls, you are also in the warning. If this thing continues east, you will be in the path of it. I do expect this to kind of lift more northeastward though. So we'll continue to monitor it, see if it does. But again, this is a tornado, possible severe thunderstorm at this time. Had confirmation of half-dollar size hail with this storm earlier, so has been producing a large hail at the very least. Also in Oklahoma, looks like we got discrete supercells that are starting to come up. So again, tornado threat is starting to increase. Especially now that we're well past sunset and getting these the low low jet to kick in. Ignore all this black dark stuff that popped up on the correlation coefficient down here in the bottom right. Um, what that's saying is the radar is kind of contaminated at the moment, so likely are not going to get good data out of this scan. So we will wait and see what the velocity radar product pops up, but it may not be the best scan. Um, looks like it just updated. So here's where we are looking for that possible inflow and tornadic activity, and right now it's not really there. But again, this thing it has ramped up, ramped down plenty of times. So when it ramps up, it tends to take more of an eastward jaunt and then a northward jaunt. Um, so really north of Moline, between Moline and Howard on State Highway 99 in Kansas, and then US 160 between Moline and Elk Falls. That's kind of the area that we're tracking the possible tornado activity at the moment. And radar just froze on me, so give me a second. There we go. Again, nothing too crazy at the moment in terms of velocity product. Couple hit these storms while we're waiting for a velocity product update. Do have this considerable severe thunderstorm warning for 1.5 inch size hail and 70-mile-per-hour wind gust in Oklahoma. That includes Garfield, Kingfisher, Logan, and Noble counties. Yeah, that's probably the next biggest one, and then see if there's anything else I want to call out before we move back. Nope, let's move back to Chautauqua and Elk counties and Kansas. Again, this is a tornado, possible severe thunderstorm warning. For Moline, Howard, Granola, looks like the worst of it has passed you, including the hail. So good news for those folks in Granola. This thing passed right over top of y'all. Velocity product didn't look quite as great when that happened. So hopefully it missed. Um, so like, why is my data not working on my radar viewer program? Give me a second. Let me diagnose it. There you go. Okay. Waiting for the next velocity product update. Right here is where we're going to be looking at the circulation. Likely going past between Moline and Howard, Kansas. About 4 miles, 3.5 miles south of Howard, and about 3 miles north of Moline. That's probably the most likely area that it's going to cross. Light scan, still looking like it could produce a tornado. Circulation is a little bit broad right now, but it could ramp up at any moment. even in between scans and pop something down. So continue to watch that. Let me just look down the line. Doesn't seem like anything else at the moment deserves attention. So we'll watch this and let me get some liquid in me, and hopefully we'll get a radar product update. Darn, it didn't work this time. So waiting for the next product update. Looking at that area. Okay. So circulation has very much broadened out, which is a good sign. Likely means that this storm is no longer tornadic. So we'll be hopefully it continues on a downward trend for a couple of scans, and we can not think about this storm again. But that remains to be seen. But I do want to highlight this while we're looking at this storm. Um, let's see. Yeah. So if I take back here, this is when the storm got the tornado possible tag on it. You can see that was the structure of the storm at that point. And what this was doing is it was just an inflow notch where the storm would get energy and be able to eat and feed itself and grow at this point. And that's kind of a signature we look for, like, hey, this is probably tornadic. So, but as we move, you can see that area where the notches kind of got cluttered in with precepts, so the energy inflow into it has kind of gotten cut off at the moment, and you're starting to see more of a bow shape with this. And whenever you see that bow shape, that's more indicative of an outflow wind. So again, maybe transitioning to more of a wind threat. 60, 70 mile per hour winds would be what I would expect as this transitions to more of a wind threat. Um, Looking, seeing if we got anything else that needs to be talked about. They did just issue new severe thunderstorm warning with this storm. Again, 70 mile per hour wind gusts, just like we talked about, and no tornado possible tag on this storm again. Now with a new warning, so they're dropping the tornado possible tag. This warning now includes Elk, Greenwood, Montgomery, Wilson, and Woodson County in Kansas. Again, no tornadic storms at this moment. Let's go up and down the line and check it out. Um, Nothing really on velocity now. This look kind of interesting. Move down the line again. Um, Check out this area in Perry. Looks like just an area between two storms now. Is something trying to happen though? Not really. We'll keep an eye on it though. What about here? Nope. And let's check down here. Kind of where we're expecting the bulk of the storms to occur. That would affect most of Oklahoma, where we're expecting the greatest threat of severe weather today. So far, storms are not getting going in southwestern Oklahoma. Hopefully, they stay that way and can never really get going and sustain themselves. But again, not expecting that to hold. expecting them to struggle a little while longer before tapping into that battle environment. Um, Looking to see if anything piques my interest here. Not overly concerned with that, but let's go ahead and give it another scan and just verify. And then probably what I'll do is I'll play some music, take a little break, stand up, stretch my legs, and come back and we'll get back rolling on the coverage here. So again, waiting on a velocity product update. Yeah, not really anything interesting now. South of the line, not really anything interesting now. So looking good here. Come back. We'll see what the storms are doing. We'll go through. It's been what, about an hour-ish since my last look at the meso analysis. So when I come back, we'll take a look at that. Go through some of the latest data that's coming through, and just seeing what we can expect from these storms. I'll go ahead and leave this up and playing. And we'll go from there. So be right back. Probably about 3-4 minutes.
Skies are roaring black tonight, lightning dancing wild and bright. Huddled close, the winds do scream, chasing storms just like a dream. Rain is pounding on the tin, nature's fury starts to spin. Weather chasing every storm, in the chaos we feel warm. Stormy skies we run and chase, through the storm we find our place. Hurricanes or snowy nights, stormy skies bring us to life. Snow is falling crisp and white, winter's grip holds us so tight. Cameras rolling, let's begin. Through the blizzard we dive in. Thunder rolls but we stand tall, weather's magic does enthrall. Battling nature's grand display, in the storm we find our way. Stormy skies we run and chase, through the storm we find our place. Hurricanes or snowy nights, stormy skies bring us to life. But we stand tall, weather's magic does enthrall. Battling nature's grand display, in the storm we find our way. watch, we're standing strong in the eye all night long. Braving storms to keep you known. Together we're not alone. Waves crashing on the shore. Mother Nature's wild roar. We're on the scene by your side. With every gust we will abide. Stay informed and stay aware. We'll get through with love and care. Hurricanes that won't get us down. Reporting live from every town.
Hello, and I'm back. If I can get my music to set up. There we go. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look at the products. Nothing too crazy going on with these storms look like. That tornadic storm we were on earlier, looks like it has very much became outflow dominant. And probably won't be a tornado threat, going on forward. So, let's see, where's my cursor? There we go. Let me go ahead and refresh this page, and we'll go through the storm prediction sales meso analysis, just kind of looking at what we can expect to see the rest of the night. Let's go ahead and take a look at the sectoral parameters. There we go. So this is kind of the current environment. Going forward a couple of hours. Earlier these values were at 3s. But you can see area 4 in these storms, so are in basically eastern parts of Oklahoma. So these storms are looking like they'll have a little bit more favorable environment for storms to occur in. And moving forward, maintains 3s, and then by about in 6 hours, these storms will decrease in their potential. Composite indices, anything else I want to show here? Let's look at the Helistes. So 400 values, again, we talked about at the start of this. 250 values in gray are kind of what we are looking for, and what we're seeing is a lot of 300s, 400s, so definitely enough to begin the job done in terms of producing tornadoes. Wind seal, again, let's look at the Bork seal. Again, we want to see 40s and 50s values on these. And that's pretty much what we're seeing with these. So parameters continue to look conducive for severe weather to form. Cape, again, plenty of energy for these storms to work with. So nothing too crazy. LCL heights. Let's see if I can't get a better view of that. So pretty low LCLs. Looking like, yeah. So let's go ahead and move back to the radar. Boom, bringing up the radar. Again, an outflow dominant storm like we talked about. This is taking on more of a bow signature, so not expecting to see any spin-outs with that storm going forward. Just making sure I'm seeing everything correctly. We do not have a tornado possible tag anywhere along the line. So that's good. Looking along the line, just seeing if anything else is going to pick up. Thank you for listening. Looking now, seeing if anything's going to get going with that. So far, these storms are struggling a little bit more than what we thought we would get, and collapsing more into a line than what we thought. So hopefully that trend continues that way. We need to watch these discrete cells and see what happens with them out towards the Tulsa area. Just a wind event up north. Let me go ahead and update titles. Updating titles and such, so give me a minute. Okay. Um, again, watching here, seeing if these storms are going to develop. No, again, nothing too crazy going on anywhere, right now, so kind of just slow, not much to, talk about going on, but going to continue watching, continuing to see if these storms can get their stuff together, and, if not, hopefully they don't. Um, while we're in this lull, I'm going to switch back to graphics, and do want to quickly mention about the severe weather outlook. Talking about day 4, so Saturday into Sunday. Have a couple of chances of severe weather coming up. Sunday looks more interesting for severe weather in Kansas and Oklahoma again. Still waiting to see how this storm develops, but expecting kind of a dry line event here. So I'm gonna be watching this very closely and seeing if storms do look likely and if we need to cover it. So yeah, back to radar. So what we're looking at here: wind threat, wind and heavy rain threat right now. Seeing if there's any talk going on. Not a lot of talking, discussions being put out right now. So, but we'll be on top of it if it does happen. Um, Go ahead and check social media, see if anything important deserves to be talked about. Um, yep, some of the people that I follow are talking about this area. Um, so again, kind of a consensus that we need to watch this area to kind of see what's going to develop, kind of what's going to happen, how favorable tonight will be. Kind of going to be a leading indicator of maybe what's to come here. Um, Content, just looking, seeing if anything's been called out specifically that I haven't talked about. Not really. Kind of in a wait and see mode. So yeah. Again, tornadoes are kind of primary threat for today. Wind and hail definitely have occurred and are occurring. 60-mile-per-hour winds, maybe some 70-mile-per-hour gusts, and up to quarter-sized hail is kind of what we are expecting on the upper echelon of threats today. Um, Power poles down in northern Oklahoma. Likely from the wind gusts, I would be assuming 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Ground is pretty dry, so maybe it's easier to break. I'll bring them down. Um, Not really well worth talking about here right now. Go back up to Kansas. Wind in Kansas approaching Missouri eventually. Again, nothing crazy is going on right now, so not a whole lot to talk about at the moment. Um, just some considerable wind threats in northern Oklahoma and southern Kansas. So areas that are in severe thunderstorm warnings are going to be Fredonia, Nebraska, Sanu, Independence, Coffeyville, Caney, Sedan, Peru, Cedar Valley, Longton, Oak Valley, Fall River, all in Kansas. Down in Oklahoma, Shidler, Pawhuska, Fairfax, Pawnee, Stillwater, Perry, um, Crescent, Mulhall, Marshall, are severe thunderstorm warnings or will be in severe thunderstorm warnings. Again, most favorable area for tornado activity is looking here, but anywhere up and down this line could get a spin up. Becoming less and less concerned about this Kansas area. So that's good news. Not seeing anything too crazy on social media, which is good. Again, parameters are still there. Main issue is gonna be shear direction. And if these cells that are discrete try to form in a line, so if they kind of just merge together and become a line, that will kind of decrease the tornadic threat. So monitoring that closely. So yeah, nothing too crazy going on at the moment. Um, just kind of staying back, relaxing, seeing if anything's going to go on. Um, nothing too crazy downhill. So still gonna have to watch that and see if anything happens. Um, yeah, it's just a wait and see game at this point. Um, anything going on with this storm? Hell, doesn't look like anything would be tornadic with this. Um, yeah, it's not in the right location anyway. Are these storms trying to get going in southwestern Oklahoma? Not really. They aren't doing anything too crazy. Um, so far the storms on the structure on these storms isn't too great. So we're trending in the right direction. But again, we still have 5 hours of this storm system left to go. So definitely a while to keep going and monitoring these. Um, yeah, not a whole lot to talk about right now. Kind of went over everything. Kind of went over the forecast. So what I think I'm gonna do is while we're kind of in this lull is I'm gonna hop off, go outside, touch some grass, keep an eye on these storms, and if I need to, I'll hop back on in an hour or so, and see if these storms are going to keep going. So yeah, I appreciate everyone watching. Make sure you're subscribed, hit that like button. It helps the channel grow. And yeah, thank y'all for watching again. Catch y'all either later tonight or I'll try to have a video up later this week detailing the severe weather threat and maybe a possible hurricane. Let me check that out. Yeah. Um, probably a good opportunity to talk about what's going on in the tropics again. So yeah, I'll catch y'all on the next one. Have a great evening if I don't hop back on, or do even if I hop back on. Anyway, catch y'all later. Bye.